We'll see this problem, group anagrams. So in this, right, you have an array of strings, right? You have to group all the anagrams together. So this is the input, which is the array of strings, okay? And this 8, eat, and then t, right? These are all anagrams, right? And you have to group them together. You have to put in a separate array, and these two are anagrams. You have to group them together, and this is only one string left. So group them separately and put in a array, and then return. This should be the output. Okay. So the problem is grouping the anagram. Now, when you think of a logic, right, to solve the problem. So the idea here is, so one way to solve the problem is, right, you have to take all the combination of two strings and you have to see whether it's anagram or not, and then put it in a separate array and then join all the array. Right? So this is the kind time complexity will be huge. One idea is, if you can think of a hash map, okay, where you have a key, right? You have a key, and the value is array of all the strings which are anagram, right? You'll have all these strings, right? 8, et, all the things will be here in the array, all these strings. Okay, so this key should be unique for all the strings, right? Okay, so we need to have this data structure, right? Hash map, and what will be unique for all the strings in anagram? Probably if you take a string and if you probably sort it, right? If you sort it, this will become AET. If you sort this also become AET. Okay, so if you sort this string, that will be unique. That you can use as a key, and you can put that string in the list, right? So this is one way of doing it. Otherwise, what you can do is, so the logic is go through all the strings, loop all the strings in the array, right? You loop through all the strings in the array. Now in this first, in the loop, you uh, get the key for the string. Here, what is the key for the string? You have to sort the string. That's the key. Get the key, and then you have to put that string in the hash map for that key. So you are getting the key and you are putting this particular string in that hash map. Finally, right after the loop ends, what you have to return? You have to return the values in the hash map. So for probably for AET key, you will have all these things, and for this ATN, okay, ANT, right? And if you sort this, it will be ANT. For ANT, you will have these two strings, okay, and then BAT, you will have only that string. So all these strings you can put in an array and then return. Okay, this is one logic. So the logic is so simple. You need to have a logic to find out the key, push our loop through all the strings, find out the key, and then push the string to that appropriate key in the hash map. Okay, so now the key I am telling you is a sorted uh, string, right? So sorting a string will be order of n log n, right? So is there any other key we can use? One more key we can use is count of all the letters in the word. The count of all the letters in the word will be equal for the anagrams. Right, here A came 1, here also A came 1, here E came 1, E1, and T1, here also T1. So the count of all the letters are same in all the anagrams. So the key can also be count of letters. So count of letters, we can do it in order of n. Right, so we will use that logic, and then we will see the solution. Okay, so we will do it in Java. We'll also check how we can do it in Python. So in Java, first you have to declare a hash map. The key will be, what is the key? The key will be count of all the strings, right? So count of letters in a string, right? So count of letters in a string So how many counters we'll have? There are 26 letters. So you should have 26 counters. Okay, so that is the key. This is nothing but list of integers, right? List of 26 counters, list of integers. So that is the key. List of integers is the key. And what is the value? Is list of strings is the value. List of strings is the value. Okay, that I'm creating a hash map for that. I'm looping over all the strings. I'm looping over all the strings here. Then I need to have a counter for. I need to have 26 counters. So I'm declaring an array of integers for 26 counters. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I have to loop over all the elements in the particular string, right? I have to loop over I have to loop over all these elements, right? So I'm converting this to an array. That is what is happening here. This word, right? I'm looping over all the strings, right? This is the word is coming here. So that I'm converting it to an array, okay? And then the counters I have declared, right? I'm filling it to 0. The initial value should be 0. So when I encounter any, let's suppose I'm ATE and comes, right? The corresponding counter I will increase. How I will find the corresponding counter? So the counters are 26 counters. It's an array of 26 counters. When A comes, right, the corresponding counter for A is at index 0, correct? So to get the index, I subtract the ASCII value of that character minus the starting character. Okay, suppose you take the ASCII value of A is 65, right? Is 97, right? Small a is 97 or 95 something. Okay, suppose if I want to, if I encounter A, 97 minus 97, 0. So I increment the 0 counter. If it is E now, A is 97. So what will be the value of E? B, C, D, E. Okay, 98, 99, 100, 101. So 101 minus 97, 4. So index value of E is 4. So index value of that counter, the appropriate counter, 90, 101 minus 97. That appropriate counter I am incrementing. So this logic basically counts all the number of letters of each character in the particular string. This will be unique for that anagram, right? So that I am converting to a list. Because why I have to convert to a list? Because then only I can use it as a key. And if it doesn't, okay, I'll just get this off. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I got that I'm converting it to a list. So as per our logic, we got the key. This is the logic to get the key. The 26 counters for that string. And I'm checking whether it is already there in the hash map. If it is not there, I'm initializing with the array list. Because here what we are going to store the key and value is array of all the strings, right, which has this key. Okay, so I'm initializing that to an array list, and then if the key is already present, right, I'm getting that key and adding the current string to that. Okay, so when this loop runs, right, what will happen? Basically, for all the keys will be all the counters, right? All the 26 counters, that will be the key. And for that, you will have a list of all the strings, right? And these, for all the anagrams, the key will be unique. So for a particular anagram, you will have list of all the strings which will be there in this list. And this will have a separate key because the count of letters are different, right? Here. Okay, so the counts will be different. So for this, you will have a list of anagrams here. Now I have to convert all these values into array list and then return. So I'm creating an array list. For this array list, I'm passing all the values of this value of this hash map. So value of a hash maps or list of arrays. I'm putting again that in the array list and then returning. Okay, so this solves the problem. Okay. The same thing can be done in Python. In Python, instead of hash map, you have to declare a dictionary. I am declaring a default. I am using the collections default dictionary, using a list because I don't want any key error to happen, right? Initially some keys will not be present, right? I don't want it to happen, so that's why I'm using default dictionary, right? So here similarly I'm looking through all the strings, having the counters, 26 counters, and then I'm counting for all the characters in that string. I'm just counting it, right? For the corresponding I'm having a counter, then I'm converting that array, right? This is an array of 26 counters, right? I'm converting it to a tuple because the key value cannot be an array in Python, so I'm converting it to a tuple, and then for that key I'm appending the string. Finally I'm returning all the values. So writing code in Python is actually easy than writing in Java. So it is recommended to use Python for data system algorithm unless you want to learn Java. Thank you.